Hey there, this is Lisa from LacyYoungJewelry.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make these simple but fabulous hoops. They measure 12 millimeters in diameter, which is about ½ an inch, and they're perfect on their own, or you can add bead dangles, which makes them really stand out. And of course the bead dangles can be removable. One other nice feature is that they have a clasp to keep them secure. So let's get started. For this project, you'll need some wire, 20 gauge in the finish of your choice. I do like para wire. It comes in a lot of colors and finishes, and it seems to hold up pretty well. Sterling silver, 14 karat gold fill, whatever you like to use. If you're going to add dangles, you'll need some beads and some head pins. As far as tools go, you'll need a round mandrel. I really like these plastic step mandrels from the Beadsmith. And you'll need round nose pliers, again from the Beadsmith. I like these 6-step round nose pliers. It's really nice to be able to make consistent size loops across projects. You'll need your wire cutters. You'll need something to measure with, polishing cloth, and last but not least, you'll need something to smooth the wire ends that are going to go through your ear. I really like to use emery boards. It's quick and easy. They come in multiple grit sizes from very coarse, medium, to these buffing boards, which you can use for a finishing polish on the ends. To get started, I'm going to smooth and straighten the wire using my polishing cloth. I'm just going to apply pressure and swipe it a few times until I can feel that there's no more bumps and the wire is smooth and straight and also polished. Then I'm going to use my measuring tape, and I'm going to measure and cut a piece 2 inches long, and I'll use that first piece to measure and cut the second one. Okay. Now, using my round nose pliers, I'm going to use the smallest step, and I'm going to turn a centered loop. So I'm going to make a loop and then bend the neck back to center it. That one's a little bit off, but it's not going to matter because I'm going to cut off a little piece of it. It's right where the straight part is. But to make a perfectly round loop, you're just going to make sure that the wire doesn't protrude between the jaws of the plier. So there's a better one. Next, grab your mandrel, hold the loop against the mandrel and wrap it around. Now I wrap it until it's mostly there, but I'm going to leave this little end straight. Now repeat with your second one. Press the wire against the mandrel, wrap it around, and leave that last little piece straight. Okay. Now I'm going to make the little catch for the earring. I'm just going to cut a little piece out, so that's why it didn't matter that that piece was not quite round. Repeat for the other one. And now I'll test them and make sure that they slide in and latch. It's nice and round. Check the other one. This one could be a little bit rounder, so I'll probably put it back on my mandrel and just press it against. You have to do that when it's unlatched, but you can just press it again and make sure that you get it to be as round as you'd like it. And if your wire is not holding shape really well, what you'll want to do is use a bench block and your hammer to harden it a little bit. And you can use a plastic mallet type of hammer to, if you don't want to flatten it, or a metal hammer if you would like the wire flat. Now the last step, and it is really, really important, if you look at that that end, you'll see it's pretty sharp. So you want to smooth it out. You can first start by flush cutting it. And I mentioned I use these emery boards. So use the coarsest one first, and you're going to go straight across it. But you also want to kind of do the edges as well. And you're going to repeat with smoother and smoother grits. And you're going to go longer than I'm going in this video. Each time you can just feel it get smoother as you rub your finger across it. And then I'll end with this buffing board, which really will make it nice and polished and smooth, so that when you put it in your earring, it feels like a store-bought earring. It's nice and smooth. You don't feel like catch at all, and nobody's going to complain that you cut into their ear. And the last step will be this buffer. And by the way, if it gets caught on your buffer, you know that it's not polished enough, and you should go back to something that is that's coarser. So there you go. And next, you can add beads to head pins and make the dangles. A couple of final things. The best way to open up these hoop earrings is to push them open away from the clasp. And the reason is that way you can put it onto your ear, and when you close it, it just slips right into the latch, and it maintains tension and it holds its shape better. The last step is to make your dangles. Personally, I like the dangles to hang real close to the hoop. So the way I do it is I'll take a head pin, decide how much wire I need to make the size loop I want, trim it. I'll bend it back so it's going to be centered. Grab my 6-step pliers. I'm using the smallest loop, and I'll just turn it until it's centered on top. Sometimes I'll go back in and I'll trim that little extra piece and make sure that it's closed. But there's your dangle. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out my other videos, as well as my website, LisaYangJewelry.com, and my book, Wire Wrap Jewelry Making for Beginners, on Amazon.com. Thanks a lot. Bye.